Come here. Come on. The star of the show, Luna. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Terrier Owner's YouTube channel. Josh here with TerrierOwner.com. We got Luna here today too, doing a little dance for you. And today we want to make a video for you that is all about how much it is going to cost you to adopt one of these. How much does it cost, Luna? Hold up the fingers for how many hundreds of dollars. We got 5, 6, other hand, 7, maybe 8. No? Okay. Alright guys, like I was saying here just a second ago, today's video is going to be all about how much it is going to cost you out of pocket, depending on where you live, of course, and the situation as a big picture, to adopt a Jack Russell Terrier. So stick around for just a second and we'll be right back with that for you. Alright guys, for all of you that are new to the Terrier Owner YouTube channel, just to emphasize real quick what this channel is all about. It is all about new Terrier owners getting the information they need to provide the care to these Jack Russells or other Terrier dog breeds, and just learn the ins and outs on how to take care of these guys, especially for beginners. So as a channel that is all about how to raise, take care of, and train one of these Jack Russell Terriers, if you happen to fit that, or if that content would help you, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're notified every Tuesday and Thursdays when these videos come out. And now let's go ahead and start diving into some of these primary costs that you are going to encounter when you go to adopt. Man, she is squirrely today. When you go to adopt one of these guys right here. So up first on the list, guys, is obviously going to be the cost of the adoption itself. And this is going to be influenced dramatically based on your location, the availability of the Jack Russells during any given time of the year, and just the overall pedigree of the dog. So if you're looking at champion bloodlines or anything hunting specific, they might be more expensive. It could also be more expensive based on their coat, or just there's a lot of factors that can go into it. But overall, I paid about $850 for her, and she is a full-bred Jack Russell with documentation, and I know that they can get more expensive than that. So don't be shocked if you're looking at more than $1,000 for the dog itself if it is a full-bred Jack Russell Terrier, but it is also possible to get them for cheaper than that. So don't stress out. Really don't do anything until you do your research on local breeders in your area. And I actually have a link that I'll put in the description below for a blog post on TerrierOwner.com of all of the local breeders in the US. I built kind of an easy chart of everybody who breeds Jack Russell Terriers based on your state. So I will link that down below. Hopefully that makes it a little easier for you guys to find, a breeder close to you. But that overall cost just for the dog itself, kind of planned anywhere in that $600 to $1,200 range, again, if you're going for a full-bred Jack Russell. And while we're still on the topic of the actual adoption, there's a couple things that, depending on the breeder, you need to keep in mind. So you have microchipping, which is something that my breeder took care of for me. It's basically just putting the microchip in your Jack Russell that allows them to track it if your Jack Russell happens to get lost, and contains all your personal information so that they can find their way back to you as soon as, the doggy jail police happens to locate them and scan that chip. If that's not completed and the breeder offers it, or you need to go do it on your own at like a vet, you're probably looking at $75 to $150 for that to be completed, but that was built into the cost of my adoption when I got her. I'm in Illinois, so again, I don't know if it'll be the exact same for you, but think about that. It's not necessary if you don't want to microchip them, and it's not the law, or in Illinois it's not the law. I don't want to say 100% that it's not the law where you're at, but you don't have to microchip, so don't think that you have to spend that money if you don't want to. And then you obviously have the initial vet visit. So that's going to be your first round of shots. Again, most breeders are going to take care of this before they're even ready to list them for adoption. You had your shots, right? Luna. But that's going to be another cost for you if it's not included or wasn't taken care of by the breeder. So it's hard to say because every vet office is going to be different when it comes to that. But I would plan another couple $100 for that initial vet visit just in case. So you're somewhere in the range of about $1,000 to $1,500, and now you have at least the Jack Russell ready to bring home at that point. But that's where a lot of people don't plan ahead when it comes to the cost of these guys, because there are definitely some things that you need to get these little guys ideally before you get home or shortly after you've adopted them. What's wrong with you today, huh? You shy? You don't want to look at the camera? Oh no, you're fine. Which leads me into the number one thing I would get. Number one, you still need this because you can be the devil sometimes, is a crate. This is going to be huge for crate training, which is going to help with potty training. You need somewhere to put them that is safe when you're not home. You need somewhere to put them if you just need a break from having them out and about. So make sure that that is factored into your initial budget. A crate's going to run you anywhere from like 30 to 70 bucks on Amazon, and I will also link in the description below my recommendation for the best crates for these guys. I think mine was like 40 bucks. It wasn't anything crazy. Still using the same crate I've been using for a couple years. Nothing overly dramatic in that category, but still something I would plan ahead and make sure that you have at home ready to go. It's going to make the potty training so much easier. It's going to control how often they can destruct things in the house when you're not home or when you leave them alone. It's just a good idea, isn't it, Luna? Say yes. And then, of course, you have what she has clearly chewed to pieces already. These dogs chew, so plan on buying some of that chew deterrent too. But you need the initial leash, collar, harness. I mean, I even had a muzzle. These are good once they're a little bit bigger for several reasons. I'll link it in the description below for a video about the muzzles for these guys that can come in handy. But that's another, 30 to 50 bucks I would have ready to go just to get them a collar with a name tag on it, the leash for walking, and a harness to make it so they can't pull when you're walking them, which is going to make it way better for training them not to pull. It's just going to be a better experience if you use one of the body harnesses on them. So another cost to factor in, another probably 50 bucks to put, towards that initial adoption and the initial items that you need for one of these guys. And then due to how much she chews, or these guys chew in general, will you just look at the camera for 2 seconds? You also want to make sure you have a decent little collection of chew toys ready to go for these guys. They are chewers. She's still kind of a chewer, depending on the items, but you're going to want those initial items. Good chew toys, rope toys that they can't ingest. Rubber toys tend to do the best if they're not destructible, but you will want, a little bit of a basket full of those. So probably another $20, $30 just on making sure that they have items to chew, which is extremely important in the beginning from a training standpoint, because you don't just want to be yelling at them every time they chew up a shoe. You also want to be replacing these negative behaviors with the desired behavior. So getting the toys, having them ready for them is a good idea in general, just to make sure that you're giving them the right state of mind on what is okay and not okay to chew. Plus, it's just good mental stimulation for them, and these guys need some toys. So plan on having some of those ready, bake that into your cost so that you're more prepared for that adoption day. Then on top of that, guys, you're going to need some, just basic training treats. These come in handy, obviously, because they're tiny, and they make the ability to give them multiple treats. Clearly, that's what she's been waiting for this whole time, to give them multiple treats without their bellies getting upset when you're training them. So that can be for potty training, teaching them to sit, teaching them to lay down. She wants some more of those. Another one? Good girl. Now will you say hi to the camera? No, I didn't think you would. Say hi. But you're going to want to have some treats on hand, some dog bones on hand. Some of those kind of basic things that you need for divvying out rewards to these guys, especially when they're young and you're trying to mold them and teach them the desired behaviors. So plan on that being a cost, and that kind of leads me right into the fact that you're also going to need the dog food, obviously, and the dog bowl and the water bowl. That kind of covers all of the essentials, unless you want to throw like a dog bed in there. But really, when you bake all of these costs together on adopting one of these guys, plus the initial adoption cost, you're looking at, you know, if I had to give a rough estimate, probably about $1,000 to $1,500, depending on what items you buy, you know, how economical you decide to be, and how many of each item. You know, if you're just going to get a couple toys, cool, not a big deal. You know, if you're going to get the best crate compared to like the crate that I'm using, that's going to make a difference as well. So you kind of have to just budget it for yourself, and obviously check with the breeders, like I said when we started the video, about what their cost is for the actual dog. And these are cost, again, to make sure you guys understand, for a full bred Jack Russell Terrier, about the $1,000 to $1,500 would be my initial guess, or very close estimate on what you're going to spend adopting one of these guys. So that is what you need to budget. That is what you need to be prepared for in the beginning. Obviously, if you're getting a mix, or you know, anything like that where the dog's a little cheaper, or you have a cheaper breeder, you could come in way under that cost. And I know it's possible to come in over, but I think it's safe to say that that $1,000 to $1,500 range is very close to what you'll spend for a full-bred Jack Russell, plus all the initial accessories and care items that you will need to take care of one of these guys.
Alright guys, I had to set Luna down for a second just to give myself a chance to focus and wrap this video up for you guys. To recap, we touched on a bunch of items you would need, like that, the muzzle, leash, harness, dog crates, dog beds, food, etc. Links will be down in the description below. And something I noticed while making this video that might make a few of you curious is that cage behind me. That is for a chinchilla. In case you were wondering, I actually saw her dart into the frame in the very beginning of the video, so I didn't know if somebody would be like, what was that back there? That is what that is. So yes, there's another animal in the household. Luna and her are best friends, not really, but that's it guys. Anything that I think you need to know as far as items or blog posts will be in the description below, and we'll start wrapping this up.
Alright guys, as always, me and Luna appreciate you coming to the channel. Luna, say goodbye to everybody. Say thanks for watching guys. Give us a thumbs up on the video, hit that notification bell so you're notified in the future for the future videos, and we will catch you on Thursday in the next video. Stay safe and take care.